Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the BISP solution. BISP is a tech company which provides technical solution across the world. So today we will discuss about the task list. Yes. So our topic for today is a task list and approval process. Yesterday we discussed about the SmartPush, that how can we transfer the data? How can we transfer the data of one cube into the another cube? It's a smart push. So yesterday we have done this process properly, and today we have to perform approval process and task list. So to, we will see the approval process here. I have prepared some some steps for the approval process, through which uh, we can we can do the approval process exactly. Here uh, we can see. I will just uh, increase the size of font so that everything would be clearly visible here. Yes. uh, Here I will increase the size of font so that everything would be clearly visible to you. This is the approval process in PBCS. It's a structured workflow that allow you to review, approve, reject data submission before they are finalized. What is actually the approval process? Approval process in PBCS, it's a structured workflow that allow you to review, approve, or reject data submission before they are finalized. It's a commonly used in a budgeting and forecasting to ensure data accuracy, accountability, and proper sign off. So it's a hierarchical review system where lower level planner submit data up the chain and manager or approver review and approve before it moves to the next level. Why the approval process is important? So the the main reason for of importance is purpose explanation. The the purpose of explanation is needed. That's why the approval process is important, where the data accuracy ensure only reviewed data is finalized. For the purpose of data accuracy and accountability, track who entered, approved, or rejected data. Yet the controlled submission prevent unapproved changes from being included in report. The visibility provide clear status tracking for each planning unit. And here the key component of approval process. I will I will show you the key component here. So if we talk about the components, so here are the main building blocks which you need to understand. The scenario dimension, the approval process is enabled at the scenario level, and a combination of entity and scenario where approval is applied. Owner, primary person responsible for data entry and initial submission, and reviewer or approver, individual who review and approve submitted data. So I will I will start from here. that this is the proper steps of approval process. I will I will cut it the above process here. We will start from here. Yes. So it it help it help uh, for enable approval for scenario. Before using approval, you must enable it into a specific scenario, like edit the scenario member, budget, enable for approval process. Yes, we have to go to the scenario and the particular thing which we want to approve. So for this we have to tick yes before starting this, and we will save and refresh the metadata here. uh, Here defining the planning unit hierarchy, we will also define planning unit hierarchy, who approve data for which entities. So for planning unit hierarchy, we will go to the navigator, approval, and planning unit hierarchy, select the entity dimension, and build a hierarchy showing approval chain. Yesterday we were doing the approval chain, so the same thing which we have to do. So like corporate region A, state 1, state 2, here the region B, state 3, and assign owner and reviewer at each node. Save the hierarchy. Assign planning unit owner. Each planning unit entity and scenario combination must have. After the entity, we will assign the unit to proper user, and uh, then the owner, the person who input data and submit it, like a reviewer and approver, who check and approve it. You can assign multiple review in sequence of multiple approval level are needed. We will create a data form, create a data entry form for user to submit data, like a row, time period, entity under page, and this form will be linked to the approval process. And when the user input it with the planning unit context, so the fifth process will come into the picture. Data entry by the owner. Here the owner will input the value. Owner log in and select their planning unit. Enter data into the form. Promote the planning unit when ready to submit. At this stage, data become read only for owner, and data is now pending review by the next approver. So this is the whole process. We will perform this process uh, in that instance. So we will go to the approval unit first. We will go to the approval unit first, and in the approval unit we will click on the plus icon here, and under the plus icon we will create like sales expense approval process. Sale approval unit hierarchy. This is the approval unit hierarchy, and enable approval. So for enabling the approval, we would tick all approval templates. It would be bottom up. Here the extended approval workflow. We would select and we will check the primary and sub hierarchy selection. So the primary and sub hierarchy selection, we will check the uh, particular entity, like here uh, we will see uh, we don't have the sample application, vision application. So I think we have to properly make the sample application, vision application, so that we can perform the approval process smoothly. Because in EPPCS generally uh, all the member which not properly mentioned, which is not in proper form, so that we can perform our step. So here the total member we have to perform the step. So now I will remove the application and then further here I will remove the application here and create a vision application for our brief understanding. Here the application removal is in process. Yeah, probably the application have been deleted now. Yes, I think application have has been deleted now. So now we will create the application. Here we will open the application first. Yeah, and now we will create a sample application here. So the application creation is in process. Probably the application have been created now. We will open it again. Application is taking time. Application creation is in process. So till that time we will briefly understand this concept with the help of notepad. So here firstly we will enable approval for scenario, and then we define planning unit hierarchy, which we did yesterday, and thereafter we have to assign planning unit to the particular owner. and then we have to create a particular data form, and then data form will be linked to the approval process when the user open it within the planning unit context. Data entry by the owner log in and select their planning unit, enter data into the form, and then promote the planning unit when ready to submit. At this stage, data become read only for the owner, and data is now pending review by the next approver. So this is actually the approval process. Here it is reviewed by the approver, where approver logs in and sees all planning unit waiting for the review. Here the approver has a three option: either approve, reject, or send back with some correction. And then thereafter he can give final approval. Once the planning unit reaches the final approval, they approve and log it. Logged data can now be included in report and dashboard as a final version. Example: budget approval. Imagine a budget approval process with three levels: state manager, regional manager, or corporate headquarter. So the state manager is the owner. Here input he input budget data for their state and promote data when complete. A regional manager approver at level 1 review data for all state in their region and can approve or send back to the state manager. Here the corporate headquarter is a final approval who review all regional budget and finalize and log the data. So this is the process. This process uh, of approval. This is approval process of PBCS, and it's one example. So all the stages we will all the steps we will do. Probably our instance has been created now. We will check it.
So how will you navigate to the task from the Oracle PVC home screen? You can click the navigator out the lines in the top one.
Sometimes it takes time. Yeah. Now it have been created. Our vision application properly created. So we will go to the approval unit, and here under approval we will click on plus icon and click sales expense approval unit hierarchy. Here we have to choose enable for approval. We will choose all. Here the approval template. So it's a bottom up means the approval process would be start from the lowest department to the higher level. So here the extended approval workflow would be secondary. Here the primary and sub hierarchy selection. So under the entity we will drag it here, and here the total entity. Under the total department, yes, not under the total department, uh, we will choose the sales department here, but there is some other entity. We will close it. We have prepared the sales expense. approval unit hierarchy. So the business operation, uh, unspecified entity, management roll up, total geography. So
Give your data and describe it.
uh, here we can see under entity there is new entity, business operation, and unspecified entity. Uh, and here under the 1 minute, yeah. So here under entity there is a new entity, business operation, and specified entity. Here under no entity there is nothing under it. Here the management roll up, its particular resources, and total geography, employee. So we will we have to pick the child child member. So for the child member, uh, we will drag it here, and this is the total department. This is the this is the total department. So we will drag it here. Here the total sales region. So under the sales region we have international sales. So
And the edit.
we will pick only
Oh, the edit.
department, sales region, and international sales here.
Then next step. Well,
Here the sales is region, and all other things we will untick.
one
We will untick the remaining things.
the one to data edit that click the add child icon. Add your partner. Give to that name, give to that
So
please data. And
we have
that
unticked
that
all the things. Here only 2 or 3 names remaining. So the international sales. International sales in the dimension, we will select the account here, and for which we have to pick particular we have checked the account here, and we will also
uh,
pick particular expense here. So if you talk about the sales expense, so the sales expense would be come under the account category. So the in particular account category, uh, like the office expense, we will pick it here. We will choose it from the dimension member property, from the account section, like under profit and loss here. uh, there are expenses. Here the other expense also. Here the cash flow, and when we drag it here, so this there is also cash and beginning balance. We will choose proper expense here. So for expense, we will we will drag this thing properly, and we will bring it here so that we can see the proper name of particular account. Here the federal income tax. This is under the statistics. So under the balance sheet, we can't get the particular expenditure. Here the expenditure would come in P&L, so interest expense, and other expense here also, like the bad debts and miscellaneous. Here we also have depreciation and interest. So we will choose the other expense here. So we will just copy the account here, because there is not some other expense here also, so that we took the particular count here, and under the approval unit,
This is how the bank appeals or their work. And after that, the last is change and
we have to create again it, because when we closed it, that time all the things which we have said, which we have made, everything goes off. So we can understand this thing with the help of that entity hierarchy which have been created, so we can understand this thing with the help of that example. So here you can see there is one entity hierarchy forecast which have been created, and if we see the enable for approval, so enable for approval, we did the custom, and approval template there would be bottom up, and extended approval workflow would be secondary here. Here the primary and sub hierarchy selection, uh, particular entity
plus
have been selected. Here the particular department, and mm, particular entities have been selected, that which you can see under the entity here. That's the total entity, and here under the total entity, uh, all the remaining things already come under this. So when we choose that entity, then all the things will also come here under approval unit. and here assign the owner. So in that process, under the total department, particular owner would also be assigned.
The edit task will click the add dialog, add of task to give the task name. So what would be the task name? Very much important that give the task name here. For example, canvas is, and then
Suppose
on the factor, critical.
suppose this is the total department. So under it, we will choose particular owner here. So the owner would be like there are different member here. So suppose here that we will choose Dennis as a owner. So we have chosen to them as a owner, and if we talk about the reviewer, so reviewer would be like here's Betty Anderson. So we will bring it here, so it will become the reviewer. And
For task,
both the things which we have selected here, we will not make any change here, and now we will try hierarchy have been saved. So the approval unit hierarchy have been saved here. Here we have assigned the owner for particular entity. Firstly, we created the particular approval unit, and then in primary and sub hierarchy selection, in entity we choose the entity, and we have to give the particular dimension here. So the particular dimension already given under it, and here the assign owner. So Dennis Adam and Betty Anderson, the two have been assigned as a owner. So we have saved it, and now we will so one data form would be linked to them um, according to the step, like we can create a data form, and when we will link it to the approval process, the user open it within the planning context. So we will perform the same thing here. We can create a data form, and then we can link particular data form.
and how we do
Because there is no data form here, we have to create it first, and once it will be created, then we have to link it. We have to link it like from the assign permission. Permission, we will give the particular access, like the our three user, not three, two, like Dennis and Anderson. So these two which we have given the access. So here one would can read, here's some another can input the data. So if person who can review the things would have right to read, okay, those who want to access the data will will get read access, and those who want to enter value under it, he would get access of write. So we will give uh, read and write access to them, like denies. So like reviewer. So a reviewer read and write access we can give to them. We can pick it from here. We can pick it from here, and we can give the permission to them. When we give the permission to them, um, thereafter, when we give to the permission of read and write, then the particular with their particular password. 1 minute, I will cancel it. Yeah, when we give to them particular read and write access, after that, from these um, from these the two power user, which uh, to whom we have allotted a uh, particular particular project, particular file, sorry. So the two user to whom we have allotted particular file, so he will first of all, first one would enter the value under it, under particular form. First one would enter the value under it, and would access second one would get access and enter the value. First one would be owner, and second one would be reviewer. So through which the two can complete the process. So from which we will sign out, and the two user which we have uh, seen, the Denise and Betty Anderson. So the two one by one will log into the instance, and then a first one would enter the value. Suppose denies have access of write, so he will enter the data under the data form, and after entering data he will give that form for the approval process. And second one was like Betty Anderson, so he have a access of read. So he will read and approve it. He will take review and approve this process. So with the help of the two user, we can perform this process. This is a simple process which we can do, like in approval unit assignment. We can see here the approval unit assignment under entity hierarchy. uh, Entity hierarchy, when we click on action, so here the particular scenario would be taken, like forecast plan, revised plan. So the particular scenario which we have to select, and that scenario dimension, under that scenario dimension, the particular member which we have selected would also be enabled for approval under it. In our earlier classes, we also have seen that that particular member have been selected, so for approval process. So we will generally tick mark it. So the same thing which we have to do Here suppose we have selected the forecast, select forecast scenario. So when we select it, so we have to also allot particular version here. Here we can allot particular version like the final case or best case. So this is the best case which we have allotted, and this two thing we will allot and then we will save it, and then we further click on three line navigator, and here the manage approval. Here under manage approval we can see like forecast. So under forecast, like best case. So the particular unit which have been created, we would see under it. We will go there, and we can see uh, this is the particular entities which we have selected under the entity. Under entity, total entity, we have selected all the things. So we will allot uh, here the approval status, here the approval status, and here the current owner, who would be current owner, and the total value here. So all the things would be come under it. And here under action, there are 2 3 column also here. So we will allot particular user for particular entity member, and then it would be approved, by them, and it will be go for the review, and it will be finalized by them. So that kind of thing generally happen. I took one example here for your understanding. I hope you got this session. I hope you are getting the things correctly. Here I will close it. Yeah. So with in that manner we can perform the step exactly. Like we will create the data form and connect it, and data entry would be made by the owner, and it will be reviewed by the approver, and the final approval process will come into the picture. This is the actual process here. Here we don't have much time, but we can see uh, the task manager option also. Like the task manager is a feature that help organize, assign, track, and manage tasks related to planning, budgeting, forecasting, and other financial process. It is centralized checklist with due dates, dependency, and status tracking to ensure everyone complete their responsibilities on time. Here, here, yeah, I will, yeah, here the process, like in task manager, there are few of the process, like firstly plan, and create a template. Firstly, we will create a task template, and then in template, here particular type of template we will create. After that create a schedule. We will create a particular schedule here, and then after scheduling the template, we will assign task owner and assignee here, and then execute the schedule. uh, we have uh, we have written more point about all the steps, but it would be quite lengthy for you. It it would not it would not be it would be quite I can say consolidated data cannot start until task 1 and task 2 are completed. So I have created particular steps here. This is the summarized part which we have created. We will not read the bulky content here. We will only uh, cover the particular steps. This is the task and schedule, and fourth one is assign task owner and assignee. So we have less time, so only we read the point about the task manager, because we don't have such a sufficient time to complete that topic. So we did only read the content, uh, but we also took one example of approval process in PBCS. So I hope with that example you got the proper process of approving. How can we approve particular form? So that's the exact process of approving the form or rules or any kind of things. So here I will close this session now. So if you have any doubt, then you can feel free to ask me. I hope you like the session. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you for your valuable time. Here I am closing the session, and see you tomorrow.